Hey everyone, Alan Walker here with Autopilot AI. Today, I wanted to show you an AI voice bot that I'm building to follow up with people that attended one of my AI classes. I want to go through what the structure is, and I'm actually going to go through and show you everything that I've created, and I'll have a link below if you want to download this for yourself. The reason I'm doing this is because voice AI is something that every small business owner can have and can use in their business, especially because it's hard to have other employees. It's hard to pay for those people, pay for the taxes. I know this from personal experience. And so using voice AI in order to do some of the fundamental outreach and customer service positions within your small business is a great way to augment your company. So let's start with this. So there's four main sections to every script. Now, one thing I will say, I use Simple Talk AI. They don't have an affiliate program. I'm not getting paid by them. I just really like them. I think they do a really great job at understanding the scripting as well as giving good voice options, and they integrate into Go High Level, which I use extensively throughout my business and a lot of the businesses I work with. So Simple Talk AI is the best place you can go. I'll have a link for them below just so you can see that. So here are the first four things that you need to know. Every time you are building a voice AI agent, you've got to be able to give it the background info. So essentially context, like what is it doing? Like who is it, right? You have to give it its identity. Then you're going to talk about rules. And these are things that you can never say, or this is how you want them to act, or what's their personality. Then every call is going to have some kind of objection, right? So you're building voice AI so that you can build it for a specific purpose. Don't try and build a voice agent that does everything because it will get confused and it won't be able to accomplish its task, right? So stay focused. And that's what the objection handling is about. For this specific use case, what are the objections I'm going to have? And then you're going to put in the script. And I'm actually going to put another thing in here, and that is the knowledge base, because the bot is only as good as you make it, right? So now, if I can spell knowledge base, there we go. Okay, so let's start first with the background info. So hold on one second. Okay, so I just pasted in what my background info is. So this is what I'm putting into my bot. So I need it first to understand what its name is and who it's working for, what it's doing, right? So I kind of mentioned here, here's the introduction. I want you to understand a little bit about this formatting. So introduction is more context inside of this section. And then a lot of times I'm going to say you, and I'm telling the AI exactly what it does. So you'll notice that like anytime I have these asterisks around it, I am giving it an idea of like, oh, this is the context for what I'm about to tell you, right? So introduction, you are Sam, an AI assistant for Autopilot AI, conducting follow-up calls to attendees of our recent class on AI in real estate. And then the next thing is I need to tell it what happened in that class, right? Again, it doesn't know anything unless we tell it. So I give it the event recap. The event was hosted by G.I. Joe, focused on blah, 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 right? So we kind of tell it this is what happened within the event. So it has context when it talks with them. And then we tell it what's the purpose of the call. So I'm looking to get feedback about the class and ask them about voice AI. And I want it to book a voice AI discovery call with me if they're interested, right? So that's my background. Now it understands the context. Next, let's look at rules. Okay, now let's look at rules. So these are some common rules that I put in almost everything that I do, because in general, they're just a very good set of rules to have, right? So I always like it when it starts with a friendly start message. You know, you can have it say hello, but how many times do you actually say that? I mean, many times I'm gauging how do I speak on the phone? And that's what I want my AI to sound like, right? It's not perfect, but I wanted to give it as much human emotion as possible. So you can tell it things like, hey, feedback requests. So we're asking about, politely inquire about their experience, discuss the solution. So discuss how Autopilot AI could help them. Use the registrant's name at the beginning and end of the call for a personal touch, conversation flow, and you can kind of read that all through there. And also no repetition. So the reason I say no repetition is because a common issue within voice AI agents is that it will say something like, I understand 100 times, which gets kind of, if you think about it, it's really condescending. Like if somebody's talking to you and they kept saying, I understand, I understand, I understand, you would immediately start to think that they don't understand. So next up is objection handling. Now, this is the section where we're going to talk through what are the things that we should anticipate the user is going to say, and how can we solve that so that the AI has an answer for it. Okay, now objection handling. Now, again, the purpose of this call is the AI is following up from a class that they attended on AI in real estate. So I want to think through like what are the things that they might be talking about and what potential objections may they have, right? You're never going to know everything, but you want to at least give it like as much information as possible. So I put in, hey, they might wonder if voice AI is effective. So how to handle that. They might have concerns about other voice AI products. They might have technical questions. They might need some pricing clarification. Now, one thing I want you to see here is that I also put guide them to our dedicated pricing page, and then I put the URL to it. So they can hand this out if they have any questions on the call. Next up is the script. And that's probably one of the most important things is to understand how the conversation flow is going to actually make this bot sound right. Okay, so now we're going to talk through the script itself. Now, this is maybe where you spend a lot of your time. A lot of the stuff that we've used previously is boilerplate. You can reuse it over and over again, right? But the script is probably going to change based on the call. So I want to outline a couple of formatting issues here so you understand what we're looking at. So again, anytime we have these asterisks around anything, we're giving it context and we're telling it it's a section. And then in here, you'll notice that I say you colon and then quotes. That's so it knows that's what it's supposed to be saying, right? So I say, hey, attendee name. Now, anything that's in these single brackets here is going to be used based on the context of the call. So it knows the name of the person it's calling. So it will automatically put that person's name in there. It knows the name of, say, if we have this information when we make the call, like what city they're in or anything like that, it's got all that information. So we can reference that information inside the script. So, hi, attendee name. This is Sam from Autopilot AI. I hope you found our recent AI class in real estate insightful. And then I kind of go through and I say, then this is the most important thing right here. So I always ask them a question, right? Because this is a conversation. Nobody's just going to stand there and listen to silence. So I always ask them a question and then I give it this instruction, wait for the attendee to answer, do not interrupt them. That's extremely important because if you don't put that in there, it's just going to read through the entire script all at the same time and never stop, right? So you've got to make sure that you're telling it when it should be pausing and listening. And then I say, now one thing I should say is that this is an outline of a script. Humans don't say the exact same words on every single call. And the AI doesn't either, right? We're giving it a guideline to follow, but it's allowed to adapt and change based on the conversation that it's having, right? If they're asking questions, it's going to continue answering their questions until it moves to the next step of the script. So keep that in mind. This is not just a recording. This is actually AI interacting with the person that they're talking to. So then, hey, based on your experience, how do you see Autopilot's AI technology, blah, blah, blah. I ask all these questions. Now, here's the thing. Once I've asked all the questions that I wanted, and each time you notice that I'm waiting for their answer. It's not always going to say this exact thing because it's going to depend on what the person said to them, right? But I do say, hey, if they're interested, book a discovery call. And so I go through what does it look like to book a discovery call in Simple Talk. You just add in what your URL is to either your Go High Level calendar or to your cal.com calendar. So I say, great, let's book a time. And then you'll notice here, again, I just say first time available or second time available. So anytime I'm using those brackets, that means that it's dynamic information that it's going to pull out on its own. And then I just say, hey, let them know that we thank them for that. We're going to be sending them a text with the Zoom link, and then you can end the call. And so what I would probably put at the end here is say, thanks again. Have a great day. That. So that's it. That's all I need to do. Now what I can do is I can load all of the people that attended this class and I can have the AI reach out to them and call them and get information and then book a call with me if they're interested in my services, right? Think about this from your business's perspective, right? Maybe you don't do classes, but maybe people are submitting leads online. Maybe people are coming to like presentations that you're doing. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? If you have that information and the AI is doing it, I'm a one-man shop, right? Like, and many of us entrepreneurs are those solopreneurs, right? So I have to leverage technology as much as possible in order to get the best juice out of it. And so this is one of the ways that I'm using AI and voice AI specifically to reach out to people and multiply the amount of people I can talk to without me actually getting on the phone. So I hope you found this useful. There's a link below to Simple Talk AI. There's a link below to getting the script if you want to get this script just for yourself and change it. And I'll have other demos on Simple Talk and on other voice AI stuff that I'm creating on Go High Level. I'll also have really anything related to AI and business and how we can use AI in our business. That's what I'm focused on. Thanks.